If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 60 of the Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with a rather important semi-final in the FA Cup, of course at Wembley, rather than at either of White Hart Lane or Anfield. And as you can see in the other semi-final, Arsenal have beaten Chelsea 2-1 to get through to the final. So it's either going to be a North London derby in the FA Cup final, or it's going to be an all-red affair with Arsenal versus Liverpool. We'll have to wait and see what happens. They've got Jackson Martinez starting up top, as you can see, with Lewis Holtby sat behind him, Andros Townsend and Nasser Chadli out wide. So it wasn't necessarily an overly strong Tottenham lineup. There wasn't necessarily anyone in that attacking front four that really kind of made me think, oh, I really need to watch him when they're on the attack. I wasn't necessarily too threatened by it, but obviously you can't take a game like this too lightly. You can't get complacent in a semi-final or a game of this magnitude regardless of what competition it's in, and I actually started on the front foot to try and make sure we didn't get complacent, and it was Coutinho drawing a good save out of Hugo Lloris in the opening couple of minutes that kind of set the tone for at least the next few minutes, if not the first half. Raheem Sterling was going to play a nice ball over the top here, although it was well defended by Kyle Walker, but it did break free to Eduardo Vargas. Coutinho with a really nice turn inside the defender here, and he just manages to squeeze it away underneath the goalkeeper. Coutinho with the first two efforts of the game, one of which ends in a goal. 8 minutes in, it's Liverpool 1, Tottenham 0, and that kind of brought them to life. As you can see, they're now on the attack. Andros Townsend trying to do the work down the left-hand side. Using Danny Rose, his left-back teammate, with some support, finds Jackson Martinez in the box. Lovely square across to Paulinho, and fortunately for me, Stambouli was offside there, otherwise he might have been able to get in and perhaps nick that ahead of the defender. He wasn't necessarily as wholeheartedly trying to get there because I think he knew he was offside, and of course by the time anyone read, or by the time I realised he was offside, both players, both Sacco and Stambouli, had given up on it. But Gundogan came close to giving us a second there in the second half. Unfortunately though, wasn't quite able to do so. Then Ryan Shawcross came ploughing through my midfielder and managed to win the ball back. Etienne Capoue trying to work something for Tottenham into Paulinho. He had the man over and he really should have used him there. If he'd have just laid that across, I think the man in the middle, I'm not sure who it was actually, maybe Christian Eriksen off the bench, or may even been Lewis Holtby there, number 28, but he would have been clean through one-on-one. I made a change, brought Fernando on, and was hoping that would add, the fresh legs in the middle to at least maintain a 1-0 lead, if not, hopefully, give us the stability to push forward and get a second, which is exactly what we did. Eduardo Vargas there racing in behind. His pace has been incredible so far this season, and you'll see from the squad report, his scoring record is particularly impressive. That makes it 2-0 to Liverpool as we head into the last 10 minutes. Tried a little bit of a fancy flick there, Vargas, didn't quite come off, tries to nick it off Shawcross, and again, can't quite do it, but he does steal it away from Kyle Walker before Walker wins it back off him, and then Sterling gives it back to Eduardo Vargas. Obviously going to race away as best he can from Kyle Walker, but he is quick, the right back, does manage to get back inside the defender though, and we get rather lucky with that finish. That does make it 3-0 in the 83rd minute, and he's going to put the game to bed, but it was a very fortunate finish, similar to how Chelsea scored their second at Wembley against Tottenham in the most recent game. It took a deflection off the defender, which meant that Hugo Lloris couldn't get there. The second replay shows it better. See, the trajectory of the ball changes as it hits the defender on the backside and then arrows down into the bottom corner. You got to feel for Hugo Lloris there. Unfortunate for him, not really anything he could do about it, but we were the stronger side throughout the entire game. So a 3-0 victory means we are into the final of the FA Cup to play Arsenal, and we will be having a trip back down to Wembley at the end of the season, which will of course come to you as a live commentary. Now, ordinarily, Everton versus Liverpool would have been a league fixture, but right now it's a Europa League semi-final. It's Sevilla versus Athletic Club in the other friendly, so it's an all-Spain versus all-English semi-final. You've got Liverpool against Everton. You couldn't really get big, although they're playing Stephen Naismith up top, and again, that front line really doesn't cause me too much concern. Kevin Morales, Ross Barkley, Brian Oviedo and Stephen Naismith isn't necessarily something to, kind of put the shivers down the back of our centre-back spines. So Mamadou Sakho and Socrates weren't necessarily thinking they were going to get tested too much here. But again, with a game of this magnitude, you cannot get complacent. It was Everton that were going to get the first chance. You see Baines into Naismith. Good save down low, though, by Stefan Ruffier. And eventually, we were going to be able to get it out of the box, although I was a little bit nervous. So it might have given away a penalty at one or two times during that particular move, trying to stick a foot in the box. But we were going to play some nice football here to work the ball around. Isco's going to dance inside the defender and then cut back. Nice ball into Thurs. Good first touch to get it out of his feet. Obviously want to get it on his left foot. Howard can't collect it first time nor second, and it pops out. Almost goes out for a corner, but luckily for him, his defender was on hand to stop it from crossing the line, and we didn't get the chance to whip in another dangerous set piece. But James McCarthy is coming down the right-hand side now. Great cross. Really good cross. And Brian Oviedo really should do better with that header, to be completely honest, as we head into the second half. Daniel Sturridge skips past the challenge to James McCarthy. He was having a good game though, McCarthy, but into Isco, good first touch, good turn, and gets pulled back. The chance immediately after half-time to get ourselves 1-0 up. Away from home, of course, and it will be an away goal should we be able to beat Tim Howard from the spot. Although Tim Howard has been the goalkeeper that has frustrated me the most throughout FIFA 15. It doesn't matter what series it is, whenever I've played Everton, he's really thwarted me time and time and time again. So it's Douglas Costa against Tim Howard. Howard goes the right way, but Douglas Costa's able to get it there. Races off to slide in front of the fans on his knees. Liverpool 1, Everton 0 in the 50th minute. Gives us not only a 1-0 advantage, but an away goal advantage as we head deeper into this second period. Lovely feat from Douglas Costa. He's really having a great game. Unfortunately, though, so was Tim Howard, again denying me the chance to score a second away goal and really kind of put the tie, not necessarily to bed, but really heavily in our favour. A second away goal with a game to come at Anfield really would mean that Everton would be entirely underdogs, massive underdogs. We'd be real favourites, and Isco came so close to giving me that second goal there. Just a whisker wide of that far post, unfortunately. And then they brought on Romelu Lukaku for Stephen Naismith with 20 minutes to go. Bit too late as far as I'm concerned. As you can see, we're into stoppage time now before the next chance comes. Lukaku is involved, gets it out to Ross Barkley, stands the ball up. A volleyed finish from John Stones, the centre-back, with an absolute dream finish. And then the nightmare kicks in. He was offside. The crowd are going mental. They don't realise yet. Oh, there they do. Everybody sits down in unison. Lovely ball across, but as you can see, he is just the wrong side of the defensive line as they went all-out attack. John Stones, the centre-back, in the opposition area, volleys it in off the post into the far side netting. Disallowed. 1-0 it finishes. We do have the win and the away goal advantage for the second leg. And of course, that will stand us in strong stead when it comes to playing that second leg in the next episode. Because of course, it's actually, weirdly, you'll see, I'm going to show the calendar after we've done this squad report. We actually have a game against Everton in the league between the two games against Everton in the Europa League, which is really strange. But as you can see now, squad report in the background. A couple of players are unhappy because they're not getting as much first-team football as they necessarily might want. But the fixtures have been coming so thick and fast this month, I've had to put in some massive rotation. I think that's kind of unsettled the squad a little bit. But they're still putting in the performances and still getting the results, which is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. As we head towards the end of this second and final season here at Liverpool, everybody seems to be growing quite nicely right now. Apart from obviously Antonio Rudiger, as we get to a player that isn't growing. But obviously, if there's anyone that you want to have a closer look at, then feel free to pause the video and have a look at someone's stats in more detail. But like I say, everybody seems to be growing quite well. Heung-min Son is really growing well. A lot of +4s there for his stats. Isco has come in January. Did we get Isco in January? I think we did. And he's been able to have a nice impact on the squad as well, actually. Emre Can growing well as well. Eduardo Vargas, you wait till you see his scoring record, because I'm going to flick round. He's gone up 3 ratings, as you can see there, 82 now. He scored 34 goals in 28 games in all competitions this season. 34 in 28. What even is life? 7 in 4 Capital One Cup appearances. Ridiculous form for him this year. I thought initially, and we all thought, as you guys in the comments kind of lashed me for it when I sold Balotelli and bought Eduardo Vargas in, that I was a bit nervous whether he was going to actually do the business. You could not have asked for more. We could not have asked for more from him. Incredible performance from Eduardo Vargas this year, and that is the main reason, along with actually decent performances from the entire squad, why we are where we are in the league this year and in all competitions as well. As you can see, the fixtures, it's literally 2 games a week, if not 3 games a week, for more than a month. So that's why there's been so much rotation, which is why some players are slightly unhappy with me. But we do still sit top of the Barclays Premier League table, despite the fact we didn't play any domestic football today, or at least domestic league football today. But 2-point gap with a game in hand, so if we can win that game against Everton in the next episode, we will be 5 points clear with 5 games to go. So we are definitely the favourites for the league title right now. But today, 2 big semi-finals and 2 big wins. One to send us through to the final of the FA Cup, and the other to really put us in the driving seat to get through to the final of the Europa League as well. But both other games against Everton will come in tomorrow's episode, but that will bring today's to a close. So thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on any further episodes of this series, or the Career Mode Road to Glory series, which will come to you again tonight, of course, or the My Player series, which was up yesterday and will go up again tomorrow. Of course, if you don't know what and when I upload, there is a schedule in the description of every single video, so definitely check that out, and then you'll know what videos go live for me and when they go live, etc. So that's going to bring today's video to a close, though. Thank you very much for watching. Check the links in the description as well to my Twitch and to my Twitter, and obviously feel free to follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well if you want. But for now, that is all from today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tonight with Career Mode Road to Glory, and then even later on tonight with a Football Manager stream.